Hey, what's going on, everybody? I hope you're having a good day as always. My name is Michael and thank you for joining me. Today I want to talk about something that all of us deal with every now and then with our finances, and that is unexpected expenses. Right? All of us at a certain period spend more than we want because some surprise comes up, right? Maybe it's a doctor bill, maybe your car needs some work done, maybe something around the house broke and it needs attention, right? All of us have gone through this at a certain point, and what I want to talk about is how we can handle this going forward. Because how you respond to these situations are going to determine whether or not it affects you severely or potentially might even positively affect you, and I'll get to that in a moment. But before I get started with all of that, I do want to at least talk about what's been going on with me the past month with my expenses and kind of the surprise stuff that I've been dealing with. The big one being that unfortunately my dog required surgery. Everything's okay, she's totally fine, but it was something that needed to be done, and that ran the total of about $2,100. The other thing that I had to deal with was realtor expenses and association dues, which is about $500, which I shouldn't say that's unexpected, but I didn't realize it was coming up when it did. So that was another $500. And on top of that, of being somewhat sick, right? It's not that I had to spend money to do anything, but it kept me out of work a few days. It also pushed some appointments back, so it didn't cost me anything, but it also limited the amount of income that I thought I was going to have for this month. So just a few things going on, nothing major. I'm able to handle all of this stuff fine, but again, it's still frustrating, and there's a few things that I want to do myself to try to offset some of those expenses, and that's what I'm going to talk about next. Now, like I said earlier, how we handle these situations will determine how much this stuff affects us going forward. And the number one thing that I think we can do to respond to some of these expenses is really just find some extra ways to earn income through work. Right? That seems like such an obvious statement, and it kind of is, but for someone like me, you know, I'm just gonna have to put in some extra time on the weekends, find new clients, find new deals, pretty much take some days that I normally use just to relax in order to generate a little bit of extra income to offset that. It's not gonna be fun, but it's a really, really easy thing to do. Now, if you're a salaried position, I understand that this isn't always an opportunity, but for those that work at an hourly wage, or you can work some extra hours and get some overtime, right, this is an easy thing that all of us can do. I even have some friends that do Lyft and Favor every now and then just to generate a little bit of extra income every month. Either way, the really, really simple thing to do is just work a little bit more. I know it's not fun, but that'll help you get back to where you were at before you face those expenses. Speaking of not fun things to do, number two, we can cut out some of our normal entertainment or fun monthly expenses in order to offset the previous month's expenditures. Right? Again, it's not fun, but all of us can find in our budget somewhere something that we normally spend on for ourselves that makes us feel good or have fun or be happy in a moment. Right? If we can cut those out for maybe a couple of weeks, or, you know, unfortunately if you spent a lot of money unexpectedly, maybe a couple months, right? Again, all of that stuff goes a long way into responding in a positive way to get back to the finances you were at before. Now, I will say that this is the time when you should have a conversation with yourself of, am I willing to sacrifice a quality of lifestyle in order to achieve a certain level of financial stability or income, right? If you want to have a minimum of $10,000 in a bank account and you drop down to $7,000, right? That's not an insignificant fall. So how hard are you willing to work to get back to that 10,000 mark? Are you willing to sacrifice some fun and entertainment in order to get back to that number, right? And again, I'm making up an arbitrary number here, but either way, you should have that conversation, because if those unexpected expenses weren't that debilitating, then there's no need to go all martyr mode and not have any fun. But again, all of this is about responding in a positive way. And all of us, me included, can find some things that we normally spend extra money on and cut it out just for at least a little while. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about is something that I've brought up before, and that is really just evaluating all of your possessions and realizing what you don't use, what you don't need, and sell off what you no longer want to use. For me, in my case, you know, I upgraded my laptop a couple months ago, and I still never sold my old computer. It also came with some nice headphones with it as well. I don't plan on using those. So there's no way I'm going to offset all $2,600 that we face this month. But if I can get $500, then that's going to go a long way. And then from there, I can do the other steps as well. Me personally, I'm going to try to do all three of these things in order to offset that money. And the more money that I can make through selling things that I no longer want or use, right, the less I'm going to have to cut out of my normal expenditure and the less I'm going to have to work extra, right? And all of these things are still relatively easy things that we can do to offset our funds. And in all honesty, right, it may put us in a better position than before, right? You never know what's going to happen if you start working extra. Maybe you're going to get a promotion, get a raise. You never know what's going to happen if you start cutting things out. You may realize I never really needed to be spending this money in the first place, and that's going to be an ongoing plus in your finances. Really, it all just comes down to mindset, right? I know it wasn't fun to have to face down those expenses, but again, it's all about how you tackle your finances on a day-to-day basis. And if you can find a way to offset that in a positive way, then that's how you build up financial discipline. And that's something we should all strive for. And with that note, when it comes to financial discipline, I do want to say one other thing that all of us can do, and that is just remember that this stuff does happen, right? There's a reason why we have emergency funds. There's a reason why we want to have savings accounts so we can deal with this stuff, right? This stuff is really not fun to deal with, but it's okay when you can afford it. This stuff is potentially debilitating when you can't afford it and you have to go into debt and pay interest on some of these things, right? So all of us can do a better job of understanding, hey, we need to have funds set aside for such occasions. But all in all, that's what I want to talk about today. Hopefully you guys have not been dealing with the things that I've been dealing with. Through all of this, I've unfortunately not been making as many videos as I should. I definitely want to get back to a more routine release schedule, and I've talked about that before, so this is doubly embarrassing for me. But either way, I'm going to do my best to make this into a positive situation, but I'd love to know what's going on with you guys. Hopefully you got some fun holiday schedules ahead of you. If anyone has anything exciting going on, or if you've got a good financial win, definitely don't hesitate to put it in the comment section down below. But either way, thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. You know what to do, but take care. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.
Hey guys, I know I just said this stuff, but let me say it again. Thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate all the support that you guys give me. And to support you, here's 2 more videos that I've made in the past in case you haven't seen them. Don't forget to share these with your friends and family so we can help all the people achieve their financial goals. Likewise, if there's anything that you would want to see made that you haven't seen thus far, definitely don't hesitate to let me know. But thanks again, take care, and have a good day.